All right, so I guess it's 6:30. We're going to get started. James from Shocker Racing is going to be joining me here shortly. So he's actually a pretty good friend of mine that I met because he also has a Gladiator, just like I do. So really excited to have him on. This is my first live series of this type, so really excited to get started with it. So we'll just wait a second for him to join. And just testing on the screen. Yes, Dawn, this is happy hour. I hope you brought a beer. All right, I'm not sure why that's not working. Hey, I see you. There we go. I think we've got James now. All right, we've got James now.
Am I live now?
All right, we're working now. It's working.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So it looks like my first trial is working. All right, so we made it. We finally made it. I've been talking about doing this for a while now. So I'm happy you were willing to be my very first guinea pig and give this a shot.
Yeah, cheers.
Happy hour. Here we go.
Yeah, these live streams, I've only done a few of them, but the first time's always a little bit nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah, intimidating to say the least, definitely. Yeah. So I guess the main thing I kind of wanted to get to start things off with is, I guess, how we became acquainted was just you have a Gladiator, I have a Gladiator. So that's kind of how we got to be friends. We got added to the same group chat. And 2 years later, the rest is history.
Yeah, wow. Has it been 2 years already?
It's been 2 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think October was 2 years that we've had our OG group together.
Okay, that's crazy.
I know. It's crazy how time flies.
Yeah.
You're the first victim, but everybody else in the group chat, they're getting their turn next.
Yeah, right? We'll have to get a few of us on at some point too, together.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. This streaming software I'm using does allow us to do more than 2, so we might be able to do like a whole group, and that would be really fun.
Awesome.
So I guess let's get started with, I guess, kind of like a live podcast format is what I was kind of leaning towards.
Sure.
So let's start off. What was the first vehicle that got you into modifying vehicles? And if it wasn't a Jeep, what brought you into the Jeep world?
Okay, so I've been modifying since I was 16, but like the cars and the car scene are like crazy in my blood. My dad is like a whole nother level of car guy. So
he is.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And he's also in the car business. So since I got my first car when I was 16, which was a 85 Chevy Blazer, the smaller one, not a full size K5 Blazer. I started there with wheels and tires and, of course, stickers. Got to have
stickers are a must-have.
What was that?
Of course, stickers are a must-have. I think stickers were my favorite mod when I was like 16 too.
For sure. And it started. It was pretty basic then. It was wheels and tires, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I didn't really like start like getting into like real mod stuff until I had a 95 Mustang, and it was a V6, and I put a supercharger on it and a custom exhaust, and then proceeded to blow the motor 4 times.
4 times. Oh my God.
The Gladiator is thawing out in the garage here because it's heated, but all the snow just like fell off, I think, the roof, and sounded like something crashed.
How much snow did you guys get?
It ended up being about 3 inches total, like between yesterday and today. So it wasn't that bad, but it was enough to make a mess. Yeah. So so it started after the Blazer. I started getting into more sports car type stuff and modified the V6 Mustangs with the supercharger, and then kind of worked my way up to an actual GT Mustang with the V8, and started doing tuning and all that good stuff. And then it was sports cars until 2018 when we got the Mojito Jeep.
The original, the OG.
The original Mojito. So, yeah.
So what made you decide to buy the original Mojito after being into sports cars for so long?
So I like modifying. Like, I like doing the stuff. I like working on them and having projects. And Kim and I had a Porsche Cayman. It was a 2016 Cayman. And there just isn't much to do to those things. You know, they're not I don't know. Like a tuner on that was like $1,200 and got you like 8 horsepower. It was like,
that's pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, right. So it just was like, it wasn't any fun. I put some wheels and tires and I threw an exhaust on it, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm done. But Kim was ready for a new like daily. And she was she really wanted the Range Rover Evoque convertible. And they were right around the same price as the Rubicons were at the time. And I was like, if that's what you really want, it's your choice. You can get it. But let me show you this new Mojito color that just came out on the new Wrangler.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's such a pretty color.
We love it, obviously. But I convinced her. I basically told her, I'm like, listen, you can have the Rover, but I am not owning a Range Rover out of warranty. So you've got 3 years, and it's gone before we're out of warranty. Or we can do this Jeep thing and try out a YouTube channel, because it's a brand new platform. There's no videos out about how to do anything with them, and we can just start playing. And my sales pitch worked.
So that's the origin of your YouTube channel then?
Yeah, I already had YouTube up and going, and I think we had about 1,200 subscribers at the time, and it was like old, just like street racing videos and just nonsense. There was no actual direction to the channel. It just was there for whatever nonsense like the original Shocker Racing had done. And but that actually gave me like a direction and a plan for the channel. So
yeah, you've definitely taken that direction and run off with the channel. You have some great videos on installs.
Thank you. Yeah,
that I've actually used myself.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear, right?
Oh, you guys have done a fabulous job with the channel.
Awesome.
Speaking of the original Mo, that you guys fell in love with that color, you don't have it anymore.
No. So we actually, but it's still in the family. We sold it to Kim's parents. And I don't think
they like it?
They love it. They were in love with it. They wanted it. So they were like, as soon as we started talking about selling it, they're like, that's not going anywhere. So
We'll take it.
Yeah, the only thing is they wanted it back to stock, which worked out perfectly for me because I wanted all the stuff. I wanted to keep all the stuff off it anyways. So, but it wasn't lifted, but it had 35s on it. It just made it a little tough for them to get in and out of it. So it worked out putting it back on the stock 33s and
I'm surprised you still had them laying around.
I didn't. So the funny part with that is that I don't know if you've seen me doing. We've done some work on a blue two-door JK.
Yeah.
For our friend Greg. That one currently has the stock wheels and tires off of the original Mojito. But our friends Boo Jeep had just gotten a 21 Rubicon, and they were looking to sell theirs. So we took theirs, and theirs are now on the original Mojito. So it's like,
oh my gosh, it's like a Chinese fire drill with the tires.
yeah, right. So it looks like Kim just commented that my dad was saying that the original Mojito had to stay in the family too. So if her parents didn't grab it, somebody was going to in the family.
Hey, so it's a family thing liking Jeeps.
Yeah.
Same with me. My mom actually drives a JK. She has a 2012 JK, but she like insists on it being stock. She loves it the way it is, and she doesn't want to modify it.
Yeah.
I have tried. She has stickers on it now, so I'm making like
there
some
you
headway.
go. A little bit of something. I got to say, though, when we did put the original Mojito back to stock and I drove it, I'm like, wow, this thing drives really nice without being like modified and like, all the other stuff on it that's like creaking and, like
the extra weight.
Right. So there's something to be said for keeping them stock. Not that I ever would, but
no, it's not in our blood for most of us.
Right.
So now that you don't have the original Mo, you replaced it with a different Jeep.
Yep. Although same color, if you guys can see it
right
here.
There.
So yeah, so for those that don't know, it started off life as a black 2022 Wrangler 392. And I think we had it about a month, and then we completely dismantled it, stripped it down, completely stripped it down and sent it off to be custom painted.
So it's the same or similar idea though as Neo also started as a black
Correct
vehicle as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, the black is the perfect starting point because for a wrap or for paint, because things like under your hood and your engine bay and the wheel wells, things like that you can't really. You can wrap and you can paint them, but it's just a lot more work to go through the process. So it kind of makes it just easier to, I don't want to say cheat, because I think we really did the Mojito paint job the right way. But the only thing we didn't really paint was the engine bay because we didn't want to pull the body off the frame. So, but it just makes things easier.
I was wondering your choice on black, so that's good to know. Yeah. So you have a wrap on Neo, but Mo is painted. Why the difference in choices?
Basically because, I like the wrap idea. It's for us because we've done the wraps ourselves. It costs about $1,000 for us to do it with all the materials and whatever, all the beer we got to buy our friends to help us. It's about $1,000, so significantly less than the paint job. And we're getting ready to change the color this spring. So, we can go ahead and change it up again and it'll feel like a whole new Jeep again. So I like the wrap idea, but Kim straight up said, you're not getting rid of the original Mojito Jeep unless you can figure out a way to replace it with something Mojito. So you can't order Mojito anymore. So I figured out how to paint it.
It turned out amazing. I love it.
Thank you. But yeah, I think both ways are cool. It's cool to have a custom paint job, and obviously the paint's going to hold up a lot better and things like that. The wrap on this, we're at 3.5 years on the Gladiator with this wrap, and like the neon colors come with like they warn you like before you can check out and purchase the wrap, it like makes you like sign saying that that the neon colors fade fast. So considering that they claim they fade super fast, and some people told me theirs didn't last 3 months. For us to get 3.5 years out of it, I couldn't be happier, you know.
Not bad.
So
how's it held up over 3 years?
it's pretty good. You know, it's got its nicks and scratches, and you know, when we were taking the hard top off one time, we kind of nicked the paint on the tailgate one time, and you know, it's got a little bit of rock chips. And but the only panel we've replaced in the 3.5 years is from when we smashed the side of the bed at Redbird on a tree. And it literally flattened out the body line. So it tore through the wrap, but it actually protected the paint. The paint didn't even get scratched. It just got flattened out the body line. So,
hey, that's handy. That means you can repair it with paintless dam repair if you didn't crack the paint.
Right. So it does help. You know, it does protect the paint, and I don't know how it's going to be removing it now after 3.5 years, but at that time it had only been on for like 3 months. So it literally, like, the whole side of the bed just peeled off in like one sheet. It was super easy. So
Bronco was like that too, wasn't it, when you guys peeled it off?
Yeah, that came off, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, we obviously we had a big group of people helping, friends, but the whole thing was like unwrapped in like an hour. So
wow.
It helped. It was also like a nice, hot, like sunny summer day. So it
didn't break apart.
Yeah, it kept it like stretchy and pliable, and it just peeled right off. So,
speaking of the Bronco, you did join Team Bronco for a hot minute there. What were you thinking?
we all make mistakes. No, we thought, honestly, I thought it would be good for the channel, which is why, like, when we got in 2018, we got the Mojito Jeep, and then I actually convinced Kim to let us trade the Cayman that we had on the Gladiator, and she was like, "I can't believe you're seriously convincing me to trade in a Porsche
for a Jeep
on a pickup truck," you know. But I thought it would be good for the channel, and it was. It turned out to be a good thing to be able to have both and kind of compare and do things. So when they announced the Bronco, and I remember Kim and I like sitting on the couch watching the official unveiling the night they unveiled it, and we were both like, "That thing looks awesome," you know. And we're like, we sat there and we're like, "Well, it's only $100 deposit to get your name on the reservation list," and so we threw down the reservation, just thinking it would again be good content for the channel, right? So if we could, you know. They were saying, you know, it was going to be 6 months to a year to get them, or whatever it was at the time. So we're like, well, we got time to think about it and decide if we actually want one and want to order it. And we basically came down to, we thought it was going to be good content, and turns out that we didn't love it. I wouldn't knock it either. Like, we didn't hate it. There was really nothing wrong with it. We just liked the Jeeps better.
That was my next question.
Yeah, like we've got friends that have them, and I would never like actually dog them. I talk trash and I make reels and stuff making fun of them now, but just because
we all do.
Yeah, it's just fun to do.
We all do. It's all in good fun.
Right. It gets people riled up and it gets the views, right? But But yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm just not a Ford guy. You know, I had a couple of Fords in the 90s, and I've never gone back. You know, the Jeeps, I think I feel like the Bronco was almost a little more refined, you know, having the independent front suspension. It rides a little nicer on the road, but it almost made it boring to me, because I'm used to the Jeeps and I like the ruggedness of the Jeep. It's like, if I'm going to have an off-road SUV, I want it to feel like an off-road SUV, you know? So I don't want to feel like I'm driving a Ford Escape or something, you know? So that was our take on it. We weren't in love with it. And it helps that we made about $10,000 over sticker from selling it to Carvana. So that made the decision.
You guys made out like bandits.
Yeah, we had it for 6 months. We made some videos and made 10 grand on it. So, and we haven't missed it.
Overall, good investment, good
Right.
experience.
Right. Yeah, and my dad still has his. So my dad ordered one at the same time as us. He ended up switching to the soft top. I don't know if you remember, Ford had all sorts of problems with their hard top. And so he ended up getting the soft top to get his sooner. And then ours came like 3 weeks later with the hard top on it. So when we sold ours, we put our hard top on my dad's Bronco. We took the soft top and then sold it. So my dad still has our hard top, and I still have a Bronco that I can play with if I want to. So
Best of both worlds, then.
right. So,
Can't go wrong there.
Yep. So what did Kim say?
I mean, they did do like a really good job with their announcement on the Broncos, because I remember watching it too. I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. It was disappointing to hear that they went with IFS instead of doing a solid axle like the Jeep. If they had done a solid axle, I think maybe people would feel differently about them in comparison to Jeep. But solid axle wise, I think are easier to modify. So
it
for
doesn't
sure
help
easier
too
to modify.
that they had so many production issues and order issues, and I think that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I mean, people are still getting screwed on their orders from
2 years ago.
Yeah. So, and then you see people like on the groups and stuff saying, I just ordered one like 2 months ago and I just got mine. And they're like, I ordered the first month that they took reservations and still haven't received my order. So,
or they ordered it, it showed up, and then the dealer sold it out from underneath them to somebody else that was willing to pay more, and it just turns into this whole debacle.
Yep.
As someone that works in manufacturing and production, like, I don't envy any of those engineers that are involved with that, because production issues like that are not fun to deal with.
Right.
Especially on that scale. I mean, I don't envy them at all.
Right.
That would be brutal. All right, so we covered Bronco. You guys are fully Team Jeep now.
Sure. We're not going anywhere with the Jeep life.
So driving Everest, what do you guys think about the International Scout that they're bringing back? So I did hear about that. They're bringing back the International Scout. Volkswagen actually owns International's like IP, so they're able to bring it back and revive it, but they're reviving it as an EV.
Oh, really?
That was the last I'd heard, that the International Scout was going to come back as an EV. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what it actually is going to be like. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan of EVs in general.
I'm not an EV hater, and I think at this point, my personal opinion is at this point, like, we're not ready for the whole country to be going full EV, right? Yeah,
definitely not.
It's not time. I think they're trying to push it a little too fast. I'm not against EVs. I would own one. I was just telling Kim the other day, like, I think she'd be a good candidate for one for everyday driving to and from school. But she's a teacher, to and from work. But yeah, I don't know. You kind of lost me. I don't know. I haven't followed it. I don't know anything about them. But as soon as you said EV, I was like, Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like, the Rivian is pretty cool, and I've seen the Rivian, like the truck platform. I've seen them off-road race them. And I wonder how you're off-road racing an EV truck. Where are you charging it?
Right.
But I mean, like, they are cool. Like, the instant power, the instant torque, they're cool. The lack of noise when you stomp on the pedal, though, that's kind of a no-go for me. I mean, you guys have the 392. It would be really hard to go from the 392 that makes a lot of noise when you stomp on the skinny pedal to an EV that just doesn't do anything. It'll go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready for it. That's for sure. I mean, I would consider like the 4xe on the Wrangler, but
Yeah.
I'm not ready for a full EV off-road vehicle.
I'm totally with you. I think the 4xe in general makes sense. You've got your internal combustion engine, you can run it like normal,
Right.
but you've also got like the flexibility of being able to use it as an EV for short
Right.
distances. I mean, it would cover my commute to work. I could probably charge it once a week
Right.
because my commute is so short.
Yeah. Does your work have charging stations? Do you guys have
No.
charging? No. Okay. I didn't know. I mean, I know you work for a bigger company. I work for small family businesses, so we don't have that kind of stuff. But like my one good friend has a 4xe, and he said, because he's got charging at work, so he said his first tank of gas lasted him 1,000 miles on his. So,
Wow.
that was pretty impressive. But he's like, he charged every day at work, so he wasn't using gas all that often in it. So,
Well, yeah, so you can stretch that out for quite a while.
mm-hmm.
Here comes my husband. Can anyone explain how to cook a brisket properly? I leave that to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're definitely asking the wrong person if you expect any kind of thing out of me, any answer when it comes to food. Like, I screw up like Kraft mac and cheese, so Kim doesn't let me cook. I can make a PB&J, and that's about it.
I've definitely made some things in the past that he's like, yeah, don't make that again.
Is he the grill master?
He is the grill master. He's really good at it.
Nice.
He just understands how flavors work together, and I don't have it. Nope, he actually made me a deal once, probably a month ago. He says, I'll cook dinner tonight if you change the oil in my truck. So for those that don't know, haven't seen it on the channel yet, it's coming to the channel. He drives a Ram TRX. So this is the Hellcat powered super truck that rivals the Ford Raptor. And, me not liking cooking, and I'm always willing to turn a wrench. I'm like, you have yourself a deal. Like, you cook, I'll change the oil. I'm making out like a bandit.
Yeah.
I didn't. It took me over an hour to change the oil in it. There's a skid plate on the bottom of it, and it actually, like, where the control arms are underneath it, for the suspension, there is way less clearance under there than you would ever think.
Oh, really?
So once I was under there, I couldn't rotate. I was committed. I was on my back. I was on my, I just couldn't move. There was a skid plate, and then to the supercharger adds the complication. Huh?
Is that a factory skid plate that was in the way for changing the oil?
Yes, and it's pretty solid.
Is this the infamous oil change that with the drain pan and that basically went viral for you?
It is not on the TRX. That was on the Gladiator.
That was on the Gladiator.
Before Labor Day weekend, and I actually hesitated to post that clip because I was expecting people to be mean, and I did have some mean comments, which having been on the internet as long as we have, you're gonna get that type of reaction every once in a while. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. And then come to find out, what had happened was I finally decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna post the clip. I think it's funny.
Yeah,
I was being dumb. It was dumb. It was a stupid, silly mistake.
We've all been there.
I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna post it. I posted it on TikTok on my lunch break, and a lot of the times on TikTok, when I post something, I post and then I ghost. I shut the app and I don't look at it. And I checked it maybe halfway through the afternoon, and it had 300,000 views on it.
Wow.
And it just continued to
it was
skyrocket from there. And I was like, if it's doing well here, maybe I need to post it somewhere else. So I posted it on Facebook Reels. It has over 100 million views there.
Wow. I didn't realize it blew up on Facebook too.
It did. Every one of my coworkers has seen it. I don't know how many people have been like, I saw your video on Facebook. I saw your video on TikTok.
That's insane.
And then, of course, I posted it here on YouTube, and it also took off here on YouTube. It is still kind of burning.
That's crazy.
from October.
Did that one, is that your subscribers like skyrocketed on here? Is it pretty much like from that?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much.
That's crazy, but awesome.
Yeah, it's insane. I can't believe how much growth I had. I had pretty viral growth from that video on multiple platforms.
Yeah, that's like super cool because you don't usually, it's like it takes off on one and you're like, you get excited and you go and you post it on the other and then it's like 100 views.
I got a 1 in a million, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right, the camera I'm using to stream with is about to die, so I gotta go grab a cable. I will be right back.
I'm gonna turn my heater down while you do that. We'll be right back. Well, Val's done. Any of you that are watching, were you guys able to hear? Did you guys hear my heater running? Sometimes it's kind of noisy.
Say, I can't hear it running.
Okay.
So
It rattles a little bit. It's one of these radiant like tube heaters, if you can see that up there. So those like metal shields kind of like rattle sometimes, and I was noticing it, but I didn't know if it was showing up in the if it was picking it up in the video.
doesn't seem to be.
Good. Well, I kicked it down now because it's baking me out of here.
Yeah, ours is pretty obnoxious too. Like the fan noise on it is pretty obnoxious. Open, my camera died.
Oh, you're like sideways. You went portrait mode. Can you still hear me or are you gone? Looks like Val's camera died. I don't know if we're still live or not, if I should just keep talking. I don't know. Don, can you hear me still? All right, it looks like I'm still live by myself and we lost Val. So looks like I have taken over. It looks like I'm still live by myself. Just was checking to see. So I guess I'm talking to myself here. This is a little awkward. Let's see what else Val had on the agenda for discussions tonight. So let's see here. What have we talked about? Okay. So yeah, we were gonna. That's an amazing way to post it. Kim, I don't know what you're talking about. Kim, are you behind on the video? Anyway, so we were going to talk about some events that it looks like Val's coming back from the comments, but I think we had on the agenda to talk about some events that are coming up this year. So for us, for Kim and I, we're super excited because in April, we are going to be attending our very first Jeep Beach in Daytona. Last year, we went to the Florida Jeep Jam in Panama City, which was a good time, although we spent most of our time on the beach and not doing very much Jeep stuff. We did some trail rides and stuff, but we're super excited for Jeep Beach because that seems like that's the huge event where everybody goes, and we're looking forward to meeting a lot of our Jeep friends that we've only seen, we only know online. So we're excited to get out and be part of the vendor things. It looks like we have been working with AWE tuning for our exhaust system on, well, the exhaust on the 392. Sorry. We've got the AWE exhaust we had on the original Mojito Jeep. we've got it on the Gladiator and now the Jeep Wrangler 392. So they have asked us to join their booth. So we are excited to be a part of that and have our Mojito 392 in the booth at AWE at Jeep Beach. So super excited about that. And also I'm about 2 weeks, actually, I think it was 2 weeks from yesterday. I'll be heading down to Denver for the Keystone Big Show to put it in the AWE tuning exhaust booth as well. So super excited for that because that's kind of the first time we were doing something along those lines where it's like a vendor show and we're going to be part of their booth and heading down there. So super excited. Yeah, I don't know where Val is. So I'm just trying to fill some time. Does anybody who's watching have any questions while I'm waiting for Val to come back? Don, if you're still there, what are you drinking for the happy hour? Little bush lattes? That was creepy. Oh, there's Kim. Kim? Hi.
Are you still by yourself?
Yeah, I'm still by myself. Were you still able to see me by myself?
I'm sitting.
Okay, so I'm still live? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still live.
You want to
I felt like I could come out because I was like, I think he's by himself.
Kim's creeping in the door there from the house. I was like, why is the door like creepily creaking open?
I remember you knocking this earlier, and I was like, I thought someone was at the front door. I was like, creepy.
Oh, weird.
All right, sorry.
You want to come talk with me or?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Not prepared.
I'm rambling. Grab a chair.
I wasn't part of the pod thing. What is this? Is this a podcast?
It's a live stream. I think Vale bailed on us.
No. She was happy. Wasn't she going to get something?
Her camera died, so she was going to get the charger. So if anybody's still watching, Vale messaged me. Did she message me? My phone won't turn back on. Oh. Okay, so Val was recording from her phone and it has died and it won't turn back on. So
She said she's coming back.
Yes, she's trying to charge her phone back up so it'll turn on, but I know from experience that the iPhones take a little while, especially when they die.
Yeah.
So anyways, since we're hijacking her live stream.
No, we're not gonna. I would go.
No, I just was I was gonna introduce, this is Kim. This is my wife, Kim.
Hi.
AKA Mojito JL Chick on Instagram. So give her a follow. Turn this off because it's probably giving.
Sorry.
Kim's got her.
I was watching.
But so this is Kim. We're excited. We're excited getting ready for Jeep Beach in a couple of months. Actually, I think it's less than 90 days now. They had a countdown.
For sure.
Yeah, so for sure. We're excited. We're going to be there the full week. So if anybody's going to be there, definitely let us know. We want to meet as many people as we can there, Jeep friends. And,
yes. Sorry, I'm just letting you do your thing. Yes, we do. We're very excited. It'll be nice. We always like going to these events. We've done a couple in Florida and we meet some people that we knew online and it's always better to meet in person. So
yeah. Sorry, I'm messaging Val right now.
Yeah,
so I'm going to see if she wants us to like wrap this up or what she wants us to do here. Don, we're definitely meeting up with you in Jeep Beach, and
I don't even drink. I should have come prepared.
Yeah, beer's on us, Don.
You heard it.
Yep. Are you going to be, Don, camping in your RV? I know last year they had, Don and his family, they had their RV there, and then he had his they had their campground set up and fire pit and all that stuff. So
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Okay. Well, I have to say this is really, and I was entertained with this stream. It was good.
All right. So yeah, this was fun. We're definitely gonna have to do this again with Val. She's saying that she got her phone back on, but now it's not allowing her to
there's not enough juice.
Well, it's not letting her get back into the live stream for some reason because it
kicked
booted
the owner
her,
out of the live stream.
Yeah. So Kim and I have completely hijacked AdventureThirty.
Aw, no.
And you're stuck with us forever now.
Forever.
But all right. Oh yeah. So Don's going to be in the infield with their RV and both of their Gladiators. Now Don is driving Everest, one of our Gladiator buddies, and a Floridian.
I'm so jealous. I wish we could bring both of ours. I still think we should.
There's still a chance. And actually, they told me because Don asked which we were bringing, and I said it's most likely going to be the 392. And then he said he doesn't know if he can acknowledge us as friends if we don't bring our Gladiator because we're Gladiator besties is our group.
True.
So Don, we may.
All right, we have no choice. James, make it work. Make it happen.
I'm working on getting my hands on a trailer and figuring out how to get them both down there. But we also then have a lot of work because we have to get Neo rewrapped and dialed in. And
challenge accepted.
A lot of work, but. She's back.
Hi. Sorry.
We hear the feedback from the.
All right, I gotta turn my computer off.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Were you watching me ramble at all?
I was, because I had my computer on the whole time.
Okay.
I was trying to get my phone to turn back on. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the live stream.
Okay, well, sorry. I don't have to say. I just was like, he was alone, and I was like, "Are you still alone?" Because mine was off. I was way off of you guys, and I was like, I think he's alone.
There's like a delay. There's a slight delay. I'm working kind of on. This is a software that I'm using so that I can add people to the live stream. So it's like streaming through the software and then streaming to YouTube. So there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, no, I was just delayed.
I think she started the stream late, so I could tell by your comments that you were behind.
Right.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't know you could start
that, not you.
So yeah, I guess on the subject of events we're going to, so you guys are going to Jeep Beach. You're going to be at a vendor show.
Yep. Super excited for that. Are you doing like do you have anything scheduled like Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion or any of those?
Smoky Mountain's iffy. That's one that I want to go to. I am planning to go to 2 in the Black Hills this year.
Oh, cool.
So there's 4x4 101. It's in May. A friend of mine, he's actually here on YouTube also. I believe Judith the Jeep is his handle. Cool. So he's organizing it. So he's a friend of mine. So I want to go to that one just to show some support for a friend and check it out.
That's going to be a wheeling event, right?
That one's an educational event. So it's in Rapid City at the fairgrounds, and it's just meant to be like these are the rules and regulations of the Black Hills, things that you need to know if you want to go wheeling. So it's targeted towards, like beginners, which I think is awesome that somebody is doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Like our first time we went wheeling, like we got the original Mojito in 2018, and we had no clue what we were doing, and we were lucky that we met our friend who's now our friend Dimitri, but we just randomly met him because he was a Jeeper, and he took us to Badlands Off-Road Park in Indiana, and was like the perfect teacher. You need somebody like that as a mentor to give you the rules and all the tips and the tricks and take you out on trails and just make you feel comfortable. And that really, I think, set the stage for us going forward, where we were 100% comfortable in Moab.
And he was perfect for the job. So yeah, we lucked
So-
out meeting him. Like we really lucked out.
Yeah. So those kind of beginner events and finding a good trainer or somebody to give you the tips is awesome.
Yeah.
So he's doing that event. It's in Rapid City on like May 13th, I believe. It's on a Saturday. So that's a really good one if you're in the area. I'm actually hosting a Go Topless Day here in North Dakota.
I saw
I've got a couple friends helping me out. We decided to just go for it. We're going to host an event. So far, we've got probably like a barbecue and then like a car show, like show and shine type of deal planned. We're trying to see if maybe we can come up with some more activities.
When you posted that event, I was like, how far away are they? And I didn't think it was as far as it is. I was
How far is it?
I was to say like 14 hours or something.
Man. It's quite the long haul.
I mean, that's not far, but it's not a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, for a one day event, it's
a little out of reach. Well, I'm gonna I just hi, bye. I don't want to intrude.
Yeah, you're intruding.
Later.
Get out of here.
Thanks, Kim.
Oh no, thank you.
So yeah, that's the second one. I'm hosting one in Bismarck, North Dakota, and then we are going to Jeep Camp in June. So that one is hosted by Black Hills Jeeps. It is limited admission. So
what's that one? Is that a wheeling event? Did you do that?
Was a wheeling event. So I do have a video on my channel about it last year, and I condensed 3 days worth of wheeling into like a 15-minute video or something. I think
those are
this year
videos to edit, aren't they?
Those are really difficult to edit. I think this year it's like each day will get its own video because you have to cut so much of the action to fit 3 days of wheeling into one like reasonable length video.
Right.
So that one, I'll probably film that one differently this year, but it's 3 days of wheeling and then there's a raffle. Actually, last year I did bring a Yukon gear recovery kit, which is super awesome. They hooked me up with it. I definitely appreciate that they did. And the guy that won it actually didn't have any recovery gear, so it was perfect for him.
That's awesome.
He got a really solid setup to start out his recovery kit.
Nice.
So I think that's it. And then I would like to do Smoky Mountain, but we'll see if that works out.
Yeah. That one, it's been on our radar for a long time now, but it's always like the weekend after Kim being a teacher starts back
to school.
Yeah. So it's like hard to pull that one off. And like, even we haven't been able to do Jeep Beach because it never matches up with her like spring break. But
stars aligned this year, huh?
Yeah. She got permission from the district to use some personal days and, you know, all that stuff to make Jeep Beach work for once. So
that's awesome. You guys are going to have so much fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, it looks like Everest is going to that one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I missed his comment. He's got to completely build the Scrambler Gladiator. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. Our Gladiator is Neo is needs some TLC right now. So
does mine.
Yeah, they always have something, but it's like it's got clunks and you know, I need to pull the wrap and fix some trail damage before rewrapping, and so it's going to be a tough one to get that one ready for Jeep Beach.
I'm really excited to see what your new color is, if you're going with a different color.
You know, we got to stay bright though, right?
Oh yeah, you know, safety brown or something.
Right.
The highlighter colors.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm hoping for blue because you haven't done highlighter blue yet.
We have not. Although not to spoil it, but I haven't found a good blue, like neon blue color wrap yet. So if that tells you anything.
It's not blue this time. All right, I suppose we can probably wrap this up. It actually went a little longer than I thought it would, but it doesn't help that my phone died halfway through.
I was like, I don't know if I should just like leave the stream or what, but I was gonna like try to at least do like a wrap up and close things.
Yeah, it's this being my first one, definitely learned a little bit off of it to
Yeah.
make the next one better. So I appreciate being my first victim.
You're welcome. And yeah, make sure you keep your phone. If you're going to use your phone, keep it charged or plugged in.
Yeah, I think I might be getting like a camera for my computer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm using my MacBook, and then I've got it plugged in because the first live stream I did, it was like getting down to like the 10% range, and I was starting to panic. So
yeah, that was kind of where I was. I was like, oh, well, it's going to die. And then I tried plugging it into my laptop. I have my laptop here, but it decided that the camera didn't want to work today. So phone was plan B. I definitely got some bugs to work out with this series. So I appreciate you coming on here and being my first victim. We'll definitely do this again once I polish and perfect it. So I guess to wrap up, go ahead and plug your socials and we'll probably say cheers and call it a night.
All right. Yeah, make sure you guys are, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, which is Shocker Racing or Shocker Racing Garage. It'll come up either way. You'll see all the bright Jeeps. Instagram, you've got main one is Shocker Racing Garage or Mojito Jeep. That's where it really all started. Yeah, so follow both of those. It's pretty much Shocker Racing everywhere you look. So check that out. And thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining. And cheers. Everybody that watched my first stream, I appreciate you all too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.